You've heard this one. 70% of lottery winners go broke within 5 years. You've seen it in videos with millions of views. Big news outlets have printed it. Finance gurus quote it like scripture. It's one of the most repeated money statistics on the entire internet. So let's start today's match with something a little different. It's fake, not exaggerated, not outdated. Fake. The stat was attributed for years to the National Endowment for Financial Education, and in 2018, that organization put out a formal public statement saying, in plain words, that the number is not backed by any research of theirs and cannot be confirmed. Best anyone can trace, it came from a single comment somebody made at a think tank discussion back in 2001 that the media grabbed, printed, and repeated until it became fact. One offhand sentence, 20+ years of headlines. Nobody checked. Oh, I know. On the internet? Shocking. But before you relax, before you think this video is actually lottery winners are fine, go buy tickets. No, because when researchers actually dug into real bankruptcy records, what they found was weirder than the myth, less quotable, more unsettling. And here's your reason to stay to the end. The true version isn't really about lottery winners at all. It's about what happens to money that arrives faster than the skills to hold it, which means it applies to your next raise, your bonus, your inheritance. Let's review the actual footage. Here's the best real study we have. A team of economists, Hankins, Hoekstra, and Skiba, pulled records from Florida's Fantasy 5 lottery across the 1990s and early 2000s. Tens of thousands of winners. And here's the clever part, they cross-referenced the winners against actual court bankruptcy filings. Not surveys, not vibes, court records. Now, what would you expect? Big winners should be safer from bankruptcy, right? They just got handed, in many cases, enough to wipe out their debts entirely. Here's what the data showed. Winners of the bigger prizes, $50,000 to $150,000, were actually less likely to go bankrupt in the first couple of years, and then more likely to file in years 3 to 5. The two effects roughly cancel out. Read that again. The money didn't prevent the collapse. It rescheduled it. And the detail that should genuinely stop you, when those big winners eventually did file for bankruptcy, their net assets looked about the same as the small winners. The money was just gone, not converted into a house, not into paid-off debt, not into anything. It passed through them like weather. So the real question, the one worth a whole video, isn't do winners go broke? It's how does a life-changing amount of money pass through a person and leave nothing behind? 3 mechanisms, all documented. All, I promise, currently operating on you. Mechanism 1. Windfall money isn't real money, to your brain anyway. We covered mental accounting in the budget episode. Your brain sorts money by where it came from. Earned money feels heavy, guarded. But money that arrives without effort, a win, a bonus, a gift, gets filed under house money, play money. Spending it doesn't register as loss, because your brain never fully registered it as yours. Now scale that up. A lottery win is the largest possible deposit into the least protected mental account a human being has. The vault door was never installed. Of course it drains. Mechanism 2. The money arrived. The skills didn't. Here's the uncomfortable one. Managing wealth is a skill. Budgeting at scale, saying no, understanding taxes, spotting bad deals. People who build wealth slowly get years of reps. A lottery winner gets the final exam before a single lesson. And remember, who plays the lottery heavily in the first place? Disproportionately, people already under financial stress. So the windfall lands, most often, on exactly the person who's had the least chance to build those defenses, through no fault of their own. That Florida data whispers exactly this. For many, the win didn't change the trajectory. It just paused it. Same road, longer runway. Same wall. Mechanism 3. The crowd finds you. This one's just human. When a win is public, and lottery wins usually are, everything around the winner reprices. Family asks, old friends resurface, strangers pitch opportunities. Every request is small next to the jackpot, so every yes feels affordable. And there are hundreds of them. Some of the most famous winner stories in America, like Jack Whittaker, who won a jackpot worth over $300 million in 2002 and later described being hounded relentlessly for money, read less like spending sprees and more like sieges. He famously said he wished he'd torn the ticket up. The money didn't just attract expenses, it attracted an economy. And now, the part I promised. Why this is about you. Because here's the honest ruling. You will probably never win the lottery. Statistically, let's be real, but you will, at some point, get money that arrives faster than your plan for it. A raise, a bonus, a tax refund, an inheritance, a business windfall. And in that moment, all three mechanisms activate at your scale. The brain files it as house money, the skills lag behind the amount, and the people around you notice. The lottery winner isn't a cautionary tale about them. It's a stress test of a system you're running right now, just at maximum volume. So, the ruling, 3 calls, call 1, pre-decide every windfall. The single best defense against the house money account is to assign the money a job before it arrives. Same rule from the budget episode, now with teeth. Any unexpected money gets a standing split you wrote down in advance. Some to the future, some to debts, some, genuinely enjoy it, to fun. The split doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be decided. A decision made calmly in advance beats a decision made while holding the check. Every time. Call 2. Buy time before you buy anything. There's a reason advisors tell big winners to sign nothing, promise nothing, and go quiet for months. The danger window is the arrival window, when the money still feels unreal and everyone's excited. You can borrow that rule at your scale. When surprise money lands, it sits untouched for 30 days. That's it. That's the whole technique. Boredom is the bodyguard. And call 3. Grow the skills before the stakes grow. If the collapse happens when money outruns skill, the fix isn't earning less, obviously. It's making sure the skill curve is climbing now at today's numbers. Budgeting a normal paycheck is the training. Handle this month well, and you're not just surviving, you're rehearsing for every bigger number that's coming. The people who keep windfalls aren't luckier. They'd already practiced. Full time. The verdict, the 70% stat is fake, torn up off the record. The truth is stranger. Money that arrives without skills, without a plan, and in front of a crowd doesn't get kept. It gets processed. Through the house money account, past the missing defenses, out into the reaching hands. The jackpot never stood a chance. Yours doesn't have to go the same way. Now you've seen the footage. Comment time. What's the fastest you've ever watched surprise money disappear? And what did it turn into? Refund, bonus, birthday cash. I want the story. Most impressive vanishing act gets pinned. That's a threat and a promise.